Om Shanti, 29th April 2020. In today's Bab Dada's Sakar Murli, Baba is talking about knowledge. In Hindi we call it Gyan. He says remembrance or something beyond knowledge or yog is Vigyan, and Agyan is ignorance. So Vigyan is science, right? The English translation of Vigyan is science. So the definition of science is the study of and knowledge about the physical world and natural laws. To understand what exactly Baba is trying to say, we can correlate this statement by saying the study of and knowledge about the physical and the spiritual and subtle worlds and natural laws of the soul. That how powerful the soul is, that it can even control the 5 elements. By control we mean it can even rule and command the 5 elements. So this is what the power of remembrance is. Through remembrance we understand what subtle and spiritual world, that is our Shantidham and Sukshma Vatan is. And we also learn about this physical world, that how powerful the soul is, that it can easily and very easily command and rule even the 5 elements with the remembrance of the Supreme Father. And Baba will also be talking about the significance of confluence age, that in this age we children are absolutely not supposed to say any statement which is basically signifying that we are not happy or somewhere or the other unsatisfied, absolutely dissatisfied with the present situation or conditions of my life. Any statement like, oh no, what happened, oh shit, this shouldn't have happened, something like that, we are not supposed to use this. So in today's Murli, Bab Dada says, sweet children, this Brahmin clan of yours is unique and only you Brahmins are knowledgeful. You now know about Gyan, that is knowledge, Vigyan, that is beyond knowledge or yoga, and Agyan, that is ignorance. Question: what easy effort should you children make in order for your hearts to move away from everything else? So Baba says, simply engage yourselves in spiritual business. Spiritual business means stay connected to your thoughts and feelings, that how exactly you feel, what exactly you think, and how you can transform things that you don't like in your mind. And also by accumulating the power of remembrance, we can spread the vibrations to this entire universe. So Baba says, the more spiritual service you do, the more your hearts will automatically move away from everything else, and you will become busy making effort to claim the kingdom. However, as well as doing the spiritual service, you also have to look after your creation that you have created. Basically, Baba is talking about kids that Brahma Kumars or Kumaris have before coming into the knowledge. So Baba says you have to take care of your creations. This is the accurate direction, the positive direction that one should give to another one. So, and today's song is The Rain of Knowledge is for those who are with the beloved. In Hindi, जो पिया के साथ है उसके साथ ज्ञान बरसात है. ज्ञान बरसात बाबा ऐड करते हैं. बाबा adds this word ज्ञान बरसात, but the song is जो पिया के साथ है उसके साथ बरसात है. Om Shanti. It is the Father who is called the Beloved. You children are now sitting in front of the Father, and you children know that you are not sitting in front of a sannyasi or sage. That Father is the ocean of knowledge, and it is through knowledge that there is salvation. People speak of Gyan, Vigyan and Agyan. Vigyan means to become soul conscious and to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Gyan is the knowledge of how the word cycle continues to turn, and people do not know the real meaning of Gyan, Vigyan, or Agyan at all. You're now confluence-aged Brahmins, and this Brahmin clan of yours is unique. No one knows it. It doesn't say in the scriptures that Brahmins exist at the confluence age. They know that Prajapita Brahma existed in the past, which is why he is called Adi Dev, that is the first deity, who's then Adi Devi. Jagadamba, Baba is asking, who's then Adi Devi? So she is Mamma. No one in the world knows this. She must definitely be a mouth-born creation of Brahma, and Jagadamba is not Brahma's wife. She's adopted, and you children are also adopted. Brahmins cannot be called deities. There is a temple to Brahma here. He too is a human being. Saraswati is with Brahma. Then there are also temples to the goddesses. All of them are human beings of this time. They have created a temple to only one. And since there is Prajapita, that is father of people, there must be many people. They are now being created, and the clan of Prajapita Brahma is now increasing, so your children are adopted. The unlimited father has now adopted you. Brahma too is a child of the unlimited father. He too receives his inheritance from that one. You are grandsons and granddaughters who receive the inheritance from that one. No one has this knowledge because only the one Father is the ocean of knowledge. Until that Father comes, no one can attain salvation. Baba says, you have now left devotion and come into knowledge in order to attain salvation. And why were we not getting salvation on the path of devotion? The answer is quite clear, that we were not understanding anything before implementing into the life. And second thing is, Baba can only give the highest on high and the true directions. So since we lacked Baba on the path of devotion, so there was no way to salvation for us, because having blind faith can never lead to a fine destination. So Baba simply says the golden age is called salvation and the iron age is called degradation, because it is the kingdom of Ravan, the 5 vices, the biggest enemy of human beings. So it is all, Baba says salvation is the kingdom of Ram, and it is also called the Sun dynasty. The accurate names are the Sun dynasty and the Moon dynasty. And you children know that you first belonged to the Sun dynasty clan and that you took 84 births. This knowledge cannot be in any of the scriptures, because the scriptures belong to the path of devotion, and all of that is to be destroyed. Those people will take the sanskars that they have and started creating those things there. You are being filled with the sanskars of ruling, and you will rule there, and those scientists will use the skills they have in that kingdom. Basically, Baba is saying scientists who are practicing and learning so many things today, they will carry the sanskar of that, the refined science, and they will be implementing that in the golden age for its creation, for the creation of golden age with a refined science. And Baba, but Baba says that you are the queen or the king of Satyug, the emperor, empress to be more precise, will have the sanskar of ruling. So there is a difference between the sanskar of ruling and sanskar of science. So Baba says, you children know that you first belonged to the Sun dynasty clan and that you took 84 births. This knowledge cannot be in any of the scriptures, because the scriptures belong to the path of devotion, and all of that is to be destroyed. Those people will take the sanskars that they have and start creating those things there. You are being filled with the sanskars of ruling, and you will rule there, and those scientists will use the skill they have in that kingdom. They will definitely go into the Sun and the Moon dynasties, and they simply have the knowledge of science, and they will also have the sanskars of that. They are also making effort, they have that knowledge. You do not have any other knowledge. You are claiming the kingdom from the father, and those in business too still have those sanskars. There is so much conflict, however, until you reach the stage of retirement. You have to take care of your households, otherwise who would else look after your children? They cannot come and stay here. You are told that when you become busy in the business, you can then be freed from all that. However, together with this business, you also have to look after your creation. Yes, the hearts of those who become very busy in doing spiritual service, that move away from other things and they will think the more time I give to the spiritual service, the better it will be. The Father has come to show you the way to change from impure to pure. Therefore, you children have to do this service, and each one's accounts are looked at. The unlimited Father simply gives directions for you to change from impure to pure, and He only shows the way to become pure. But this one's business is to look after everything else and give advice, etc. Shiv Baba says, don't ask me for advice about your business, etc. You called out to me to come and purify you, and I am doing that through this one. He too is your father, and you have to follow his directions. That one's directions are spiritual, and this one's are physical. So this one also has so much responsibility. He also continues to say, Baba's directions are to remember him constantly. Follow the Father's directions. However, if your children want to ask about how to carry on in your work, physical, Baba can explain such things to you very well. Basically, Shiv Baba is saying that you can ask many things to Brahma Baba as well, because he is experienced and he can guide you well in many physical works as well. So he's experienced and can tell you everything about the way he does things. You have to learn by watching him. He will continue to teach you because he is ahead of everyone. All the storms first come to him. This is why he is the most powerful of all, and why he therefore claims the highest status. Maya too is powerful and battles with you. This one instantly renounced everything, and that was in his part. Baba made him do that. That one is Karan Karavan Har, is he not? He renounced everything in happiness. He had a vision that he was to become the master of the world. Therefore, what would he do with those things worth only a few pennies? He was also given a vision of destruction, through which he understood that this old world was to be destroyed. Baba had the vision, but he also had the courage to renounce everything and to give his 100% dedication to this world, because he had the broad intellect to see that what accumulations, what income he can accumulate for 21 births if he renounces everything of this old physical world and put his 100% devotion and concentration to Baba's work. So he understood that he was going to receive the kingdom once again. Baba did not only understand that, but he realized the fact that he has to and he will become the king if he renounces every old sanskar and old things of this Kali Yuga. So Baba says, so he instantly renounced all of that business, and I now have to follow the Father's directions. The Father says, remember me, and according to the drama, this bhatti had to be created. People didn't understand why all of you came running. This one is not a sage or holy man. He's a simple person. He didn't abduct anyone. There are no divine activities of Krishna. The praise doesn't belong to a human being. The praise only belongs to the one Father. That's all. Only the Father comes and grants everyone happiness, and it is He who speaks to you. Whom have you come to? Your intellects go up there and also here, because you know that Shiv Baba is the resident of that place. He has now entered this one's body, and we receive the inheritance of heaven from the Father. Heaven will definitely come after the Iron Age, and Krishna too received the inheritance from the Father and goes and rules there. So there is no question of divine activities in that. It's just like a prince being born to a king. He studies at school and then receives the throne when he grows up, isn't it? Baba says that Krishna too receives the inheritance from the Father and goes and rules there. There is no question of divine activities in that. It's just a hierarchy. The Father gives his inheritance to his child. So Baba says there is no question of divine activities in that. It's just like a prince being born to a king. He studies at school and then receives the throne when he grows up. Everything is practical in Baba's knowledge. Baba is practical because spirituality is practical. The soul is practically existing. So Shiv Baba says that there is no question of praise or divine activity in that. Only the one Father is the highest on high, and the praise also belongs to him alone. Well, this one gives his introduction. If I, that is Brahma, were to say that I am saying this, people would think that I am referring to myself. Only you children understand that no human being can be called God. only the incorporeal one is God, and he lives in the supreme abode. Your intellects go up above and come down here. Baba comes from the far away land into this foreign land. He teaches us and then returns home. He himself says, I come in a second, it doesn't take long. Souls do leave their bodies and enter others in a second. No one can see this. Souls are very fast. Liberation in life in a second is remembered. And the kingdom of Ravan is called the land of bondage, where it is a life of bondage. So when a son is born, he receives his father's inheritance, and you have recognized the father and are becoming the masters of the world. However, you receive a status, number-wise according to the efforts you make. The father continues to explain very clearly there are two fathers, the one of this world and the one from beyond this world. People saying everyone remembers God at the time of sorrow, but no one remembers him at the time of happiness. In Hindi, sukh mein, dukh mein simran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi, और जो सुख में सिमरन करे तो दुख काहे को होए. लेकिन Baba says drama is accurate and you will not remember me at your time of happiness, but when you become sorrow, then definitely you will remember me. So you people of Bharat know that when you lived in happiness, you didn't remember him at all, and whilst taking your 84 births, alloy was mixed into you souls, and so your degrees reduced, and from 16 celestial degrees completely pure, you lost 2 degrees because Ram passed with fewer marks. He has been portrayed with a bow and arrow. However, he didn't break a bow. They have just shown a symbol. All of those aspects belong to the path of devotion, and people wander so much here and there in devotion, isn't it? This temple, that temple, in order to receive salvation or in order to receive some peace. So many fasts are there. We take vow, we skip food, etc. We used to skip food, etc. on the path of devotion. There are so many formalities and rituals, so much expense is there in devotion for no use, and it will definitely lead to no destination. But since Shiv Baba says that knowledge is the fruit of devotion, so whatever we had done in the past was not absolutely useless, because we did that, and that's why Baba came and decided to give the fruit of knowledge. But it's our duty to make those people who are still into devotion, make them understand that how knowledge is the final result of devotion. Without telling them that whatever you're doing is useless, we should tell that this particular part is done, and now it's high time to receive the fruit of all that you had done for your last previous years or births. So Baba says that therefore your wandering has ended because you received knowledge. To say, "Oh Shiv Baba," means to call out. You must not say such words that, "Oh my God, what happened? Baba, please help me out. What happened?" Baba says, no, everything is accurate. You must not say such words. You must remember the Father. If you cry out, it means you have a trace of devotion. To say, "Oh God," is also a devotional habit. Baba hasn't told you to remember him by saying, "Oh God." He says, become introverted and remember me. You must not continue to chant the word. Chanting also belongs to the path of devotion. You have received the Father's knowledge and now follow the Father's Srimad. Remember the Father in the same way as a physical child remembers his physical father. He himself is body conscious and he remembers his bodily father. Indirectly, Baba says, if you become soul conscious, then you can remember the soul father. The Father from beyond is soul conscious. Even when he enters this one, he doesn't become body conscious. He says, I take this body on loan. I have taken this body on loan in order to give you knowledge. I am the ocean of knowledge. But how can I give you knowledge? So you enter a womb. I do not enter a womb. My ways and means are unique. No one knows that the Father enters this one. It is said establishment through Brahma. But how is establishment carried out through Brahma? Would he give him inspiration? The Father says, no, I enter an ordinary body and name him Brahma because he renounces everything. You children know that the rosary of Brahmins cannot be created at this time. The meaning of Brahma is basically unlimited. So Brahma Baba renounced every limited items and went in the unlimited form. So he is Brahma. When you Brahmins are finally reading, the rosary of Rudra is created, and you then go into the rosary of Vishnu. In order to go into that rosary, you need the pilgrimage of remembrance. It is now in your intellects that you were at first Satopradhan, and then you went to different stages. The meaning of Om is different from that. Hum so hum. Hum so hum. There is the saying, and you children understand the meaning of that, which simply means that we were deities and we have now become degraded, and we have to become that once again. So now the last paragraph I'll be briefing shortly, which says it isn't that a soul is the supreme soul. They both are absolutely different. Baba says he never becomes the master of this world or the master of what he's creating. That is Satyug. It is for we children. And Baba resides in the Brahma element. And Baba says that I explain you the meaning of all the scriptures, the summary of all that. You build temples and pilgrimages on the path of devotion, and just look what happened to you. And day by day, you all increase the amount, and you continue to take it, and they will return exactly what they took. So Baba says no one can digest the wealth they took from you, right? Any sinful things. And Baba is also telling that this Bharat is imperishable land, and everything is fixed in the drama, and the government doesn't believe these things either, because no one understands this, and they do not even know that when destruction will take place. And Baba also says that knowledge is very easy, and only by having this remembrance will the sins will absolved, and we will continue to receive Srimad. So Baba says you have to take directions from the eternal surgeon in every aspect. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. And shortly, the essence is basically whatever time we have, we should use in spiritual business so that we can purify the impure ones. And Baba says it's important to become introverted, and never ever use the statement, oh God, what happened? Blessing is, may you be ever ready and beat the drums of victory by collectively practicing having a constant and stable stage. So the drums of victory in the world will beat when everyone's thoughts are merged in one thought. That is the power of unity. And when everyone becomes collectively stable in one stage, you will then be said to be ever ready and to follow one direction in a second, to have a constant and stable stage, and to be stable in one thought. The sign of all of this is one finger. The remembrance that the finger with which the iron-aged mountain is lifted. The remembrance is basically of Govardhan Parvat, but Baba says it is the remembrance of this iron age, the mountain of this iron age. Therefore, practice creating a constant and stable stage collectively for only then will the world. And slogan is, to feel tiredness from making elevated effort is a sign of laziness. Om Shanti.